In a way, I think the idea of the theater as a reflection of society is important because sometimes when you look in a mirror, you might not realize that there's all these people standing behind you when you thought you were just looking at yourself.
My name is Eric Jackson. I am the Associate Artistic and Outreach Director for Pioneer Theatre Company.
My name is Sam Briggs. I'm an Assistant Professor of Theater Teaching at the University of Utah.
I'm Alexandra Harbold, and I'm the Dramaturg of Prayer for the French Republic.
My name is Vanessa Brutsche. Je suis professeure assistante de français dans le département de langue à l'Université de l'Utah. My immediate reaction to the play was surprise, honestly, because it feels so timely, and yet it also is such a vivid reflection on memorial processes.
I think it's really timely. I thought it was really brave. I also thought the dialogue was really well written.
I was surprised by how familiar the content and the storyline was.
There's something that feels like it's so much about our present moment and yet also about history, about cycles of history. So I was really impressed and I think energized by this kind of reflection that pulls us in through the present towards the past.
The takeaway for me is that sense of empathy to understand other people's experience. There was an NPR story so many years ago about the key to radicalization was othering, us-them thinking. And I keep thinking about how the play is tempting us to maybe think of us as opposed to that dividing into other.
I automatically just think back to my race, my culture, my family, the fact that the play is intergenerational, and you have these three generations of characters who are all grasping with what it means to be othered in this world, and how each generation has had to react within different cultures and races are different perspectives. We can think of groups of people as one, but they're not. They're all individual with their own individual ideas and perspectives.
The way families are connected, and the way that thinking about how different factors might lead someone to sort of really cling to certain aspects of their culture or abandon it or be afraid of it.
France is a place that's going through a lot of really kind of intense cultural processes related to themes of identity and belonging and difference, and the way that politics are intervening with those issues is something that I think as Americans feels familiar to us. We're also working through a past that we didn't live through. We're trying to work through what it means to represent that past and understand it. That's something that I think this play really allows us to think through.
One of the themes that has been really resonant for me, our sense of place and our sense of home. The French word l'abri keeps coming to mind, that idea of shelter. How important it is to have that sense of we have a safe place and a place that defines us in some ways. What do you do if the foundations start rattling? And what does that do to your sense of self?
I believe that great theater is theater that doesn't tell you how to feel, but gives you the opportunity to feel. I also think that there is power in theater to not only educate, but give the opportunity for empathy. When you see other characters that you might not necessarily resonate with or think in their way, you can actually put yourself in their shoes.
It's so inspiring in terms of developing our own individual creative capacities. I think that I'm a person that believes that everyone is creative, and I think that the more we're exposed to creativity in the arts, the more that we're able to bring that into other areas of our life.
New ideas that you have to wrestle with, and I feel like theater is a great place for that to happen. We stay in a place of something that's unresolved for a sustained period of time. as opposed to something we're going to leave during a commercial. That time to reflect and maybe disagree and maybe think something new.
It's comedy, it's drama, it's the way that, in real life sometimes we go from laughing to crying and crying to laughing. I spend a lot of my time thinking about relationships and dialogues between France and the United States. So what I'm most interested in is seeing how those dialogues are going to emerge in our specific place and time in Salt Lake City in 2024 and what the community is going to get out of that.